Hi, welcome to my tutorial of Java calculator. So I'll select Java application and click on next. And the next thing is let me just enter a name there, call it calculator, and we get rid of this main, click on finish. I would now right click on my calculator right there to locate my frame right there, and just give the frame a name. I'll call that calculation. So that's the name of my class, and the name of the package I'll call that calculations with an S. There, click on finish. Now that my frame is ready, I'm going to get text field. Just drop it right here, my text field there, just about that. And the property, let's change the font to make that 24. The horizontal alignment, which is right here, make that right. Okay, and let's get rid of the content in there. That's it, it's done. Okay, the text is ready. The next thing I'm going to do is get a button on board. Now my button 1 is on board, so I will now give that a name, btn1. So just copy it across. I have btn2. The default name is btn2, as you guys can see right there. So I can just change the text content in there to 2. So if I choose to copy both and just paste it right there, you get their default name as well. So this is btn4, this very one is btn3. Just make that number 3, make this 4. Okay, I will repeat exactly the same thing for the rest buttons. So that's 4, and this is actually going to be called txt display. It's going to be very similar to my Visual Basic and the C++ calculator. I've also developed one in Microsoft Word. All of these videos are online, so my coding is going to be very similar. I will show you guys my previous code before I continue, or before I go ahead and code this very calculator. So let me just finish up the development or the design of the interface. Okay guys, I've completed the design of the interface. So before I start programming, let me show you the one developed in Visual C++. You can see that I developed that in Visual C++, but the main thing I want to show you is the code. Let me show you the code. You can see that. So my code is going to be very similar to what was developed in Visual C++, and I will be using this very statement. Can you all see it? I can even copy and paste that straight onto my equals right now and just make some changes. So I've copied it, so it's copied. I close that, I don't need that anymore. Let me, just before I paste my equals code, let me go into the source code here and declare my variables. I'll be declaring all my variables as a global variable, and right underneath my public class calculation, I will now declare my variables. So the data type will be double. So that's first number, declare another data type for second number, another data type again for my result, and string for the operation. I now have all my data type in place, and I'll be very fast with the coding because I don't want this tutorial to be too long, else it becomes boring. So let's go straight into the code now. So I will double click on button 1, and right there, let me move this up For my button 1, I will declare a local variable, a string local variable. Let me just call that take in. So take in will be assigned the following: would get text and plus the text that is on button 1. So that's get whatever text I have on button 1. Close that. Then txt display dot set text equals take in. So that's it. So let me just copy this, copy, and I will repeat exactly the same thing for button 2. So just before I continue, I've decided to just run what I've done with button 1. You see that, guys? So let's go back to the design view, double click on button 2 right there. Right here is my button 2. I'll just highlight, paste, change the name to 2, and here underneath is button 3. Look at the name, paste, change that to 3, and followed by 4 and change that to 4, followed by 5. Please take note of the names. I've already opened the procedural area, so that's 5 just to speed up the process. The next one is 6 right there, 6. We come here, 7, and we have 8 right there, 9. So when you are naming, it's advisable you name it in an order that make life easier for you. So the next one is the 0 button, so put a 0 there. Then followed by my dot right here. Can you see it? That's dot. Paste and change the name to dot. Change that to there. And the next one is just the clear button. So set that text to clear. That's it, done. So I will now run this program. You guys see what I've done so far. Save and run. Okay, this is what I've done so far. Just click on it so that you guys can see that. So if I click on clear, that's what you get, clear. So I'm now going to program 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, remember I copied some code there, and I'll put that in there now. So just before the coding of the equals, let me sort out that of operators. So the variable that I declare right up there, number 1, so I'll call that double dot paste double txt display dot get double, and now enter my quote right there, and in this case txt display dot set text. Let me clear my buffer right there. Good. So let me just correct this error there. That's supposed to be text, and my operator in this case, or I think I call it operation, equals the equal sign, the plus sign, sorry, and just end it right there. That is for my arithmetic operation. I think the spelling of the operator is wrong. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's it. The next one, copy that. Let's copy it and paste it here for subtraction, and change the sign to subtraction. Repeat that for multiplication. Change the sign for multiplication. Division. Change the sign for division. I've decided to make this tutorial very easy so that you guys will be able to follow it easily. And that's it right there. Those are the main 4 operators, or primitive operators as it's called. Okay, now that I've finished all my operators, so let me just remind you of the codes in C++ one more time. Right here, these are the codes that I use for the calculator I have on YouTube. These are the very lines of code that I use. I'm going to copy this same line because it's very similar. So for those of you who are interested in various programming language, there isn't much different in all this programming language. That is my own opinion. Okay, but I think I'm right. Now if you take a good look at how I've assigned my numbers into the display, it's exactly the same thing. And this is how I've cleared the system, and here is how I've assigned all my operators. Okay, it's exactly the same thing I'm doing in Java right here. So I will now come into my Java. Please do not mistake this Java for C++. I'll come into my design view right here, double click on this equals sign. So that's the equals. Paste that same line of code right in there. You guys see that? All I just need to do is carry out a few changes. So I'll modify it and let you guys see what I've done so far. Now for the very first part of it, the addition part of it, you notice right up there I declared another another local variable and switch statement. In this case, my operator, the first operator is this. Look at the difference between this operator and this. There isn't much difference. That's just what I want to show you guys. So I'll just copy these very codes right there, delete all of these, and just change this around. I might as well just make that my minus and change the sign right here to minus sign. Okay, now I've finished modifying the switch statement. You can see there isn't much different, like I said earlier on, and that is it. In fact, my calculator is practically ready for us to use. So let me just save. Now let's test this program, and the program is ready for testing. That's fine. So it's working as suspected. The only last bit is just this very function there. So let's get that running now. I'm going to just go into the system, code that, and we give it a try. So let's go into that. As the design view right there, double click on that. So just right there I will declare a local variable. I'll call that opera or operand equals, make that double dot s double, and now be string dot value of, double click on that, and that will be my txt display dot get. Let's continue with this very long code. It's right here, operand. So our outputs, let's enter that in there. So it's string Okay, that's the end of this very line of codes. So let me just save it. I will actually copy this code and save it to my shared drive, so if you have any use for it, it'll be fine. Okay, so let's just compile. Okay, the last bit of the code, I've added an S to the operand because I think it might be a reserved word. Okay, so let's just give that a try now. If I press the plus minus operator. You guys see that? If I press it again, it becomes that. Let's say plus 6, and that's what you get. So the system works as expected, guys. So the next thing I'll do is highlight and copy this code, save it in my shared drive so that you guys can have a copy of it if you want. So let me just show you the codes again. There's the line of code that I used. Let's start from the top. So starting from the top, those are the codes. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.